If that, I mean, what was all? But anyway, you know, that's why, like I said, I don't want Dr. Cosby coming in there trying to answer this foolishness. That's one of them catch-22 things. What he supposed? He done told you that this stuff is lie. These are lies. Listen.
But I remember the look and the smell of his breath. But I remember the look on his face like I was about to become dinner again. And I remember the smell of his breath.
What she mean become dinner again? What is she talking about? Let's just listen.
Because he had been smoking cigar.
Did with him. Why didn't she leave? You know, according to her, now she was there in with him, and she's so disgusted. Did she ever once say, "And I tried to leave, and he wouldn't let me"? Huh? You see how a lie? It just, you know, the more you listen to it, the more you realize that this person is acting and playing a game. Just listen.
He'd been smoking a cigar, and I remember being absolutely horrified when I felt him get on top of me and...
You horrified. You've been scared. I mean, really scared. What's the first thing you try to do when you're scared? Whatever you scared of, you try to get away from it, don't you? What she means, she felt him getting on top of her. She ain't said I was fighting him or he had no scratches on him and no nothing, right? I didn't say quit, man. Are you crazy? Ain't said nothing. And just wait. She gonna say she don't remember having no conversation with him. Just listen.
Start to grunt, and I don't remember any conversation. And I remember feeling a lot of pain before I blacked out downstairs in my
I remember feeling a lot of pain before I blacked out. Ain't y'all ever been drunk to the point where you passed out? Well, I have. And you know, I did it once, and I promise you, I didn't remember nothing, but that I woke up the next day, and the sister that I had taken to the party was mad at me, and I didn't even know why. And she told me why. She said, "What kind of man is you?" And I mean, I felt real small, man. She said, "Anybody could have did anything to me. You in there passed out." I begged and pleaded, and she said, "No, we through." But she had some sense. She had plenty of sense. Knowing what I know now, to the curb too. Yes, sir, brother.
Since we're about to go off the WHPR TV, I'm going to be teaching a while. You want to give the conference room number?
Yes, give the conference room number is area code 712-432-0075. Again, that conference room number is area code 712-432-0075. The access code is 912-932, followed by the pound key. Again, the code is 912-932, followed by the pound key. And you also, we have an alternate conference room, and excuse me, the number to the alternate room is area code 605 562 3140. And the again, that's area code 605 562 3140. And the access code is 869 571. Then you push the pound key. And we are in both of those rooms, and you can continue to listen. But I wanted you to know, yes. Well, you never got high, so you don't know when people, well, if you ever got high, then you ought to know, and got passed out, you know you don't remember nothing the next day. People can tell you anything happened, because once you get passed out, that's that. You know, you want to, you see, I'm all for people telling the truth. I'm all for people, but I'm not for people who come and make fictitious claims that I was around back in the 60s. I was around in the 70s. I was around in the 80s. And any time a white woman come up and try to tell you that she got raped by a black man and was afraid to report it, she lying. She's just lying. You know, that the reason they after Dr. Cosby is because Dr. Cosby was in there. You heard what he was saying, even about the Muslims. And you know how this white people have felt about us. I tell you what, just finish watching this interview. That's what you do.
I know. And I felt it in my anus.
I'm sorry to make you.
I remember the morning waking up. They're coming up now because I'm sober. I am sober today. I wasn't sober then because I had really stuffed all this.
Well, if you wasn't sober then, well, how you claiming that because you sober now, you remembering what happened to you when you was drunk? That makes sense to you, huh? Hey, that makes sense to you? You say you've been drunk before. Do that make sense to you? No, well, I mean, I asked you, had you passed out? Well, she did.
She said she was drunk.
No, she didn't. She didn't say she was drunk.
That was the whole purpose of this, that he was drunk.
Downstairs in my vagina, and I felt it in my anus.
I'm sorry.
In the morning waking up, they're coming up now because I'm sober. I am sober today. I wasn't sober then because I had really stuffed all this. You know, I went into denial. Like, that couldn't have happened to me. I must be a bad person. I must be a slut. But I know that I told people when I flew back to Bali, I told them.
Let's listen to who she says she told.
Jody that had hired me for the calendar that I was working for. I just remember the fear. I remember the fear, and I, like if this gets out, will people think I'm a whore? Will the people think I'm a slut? Will the people think that?
She didn't tell none of the other models. Huh? Don't you think that's something that, I mean, that's peculiar? I mean, who would, I mean, models, they hang together. Just like actors. Listen to it.
I'm lying. Like
And
they do now.
one new thing that you've just said.
I'm lying. Like
I didn't mean it.
here, and I, like if this gets out, will people think I'm a whore? Will the people think I'm a slut? Will the people think that like I'm lying? Like they do now.
One new thing that you've just said right now is you said the pill I had. In the past, you've said that you had cramps and that he offered you a pill for the cramps. Did you ask for the pill specifically?
I remember, taking the pill. I remember.
Are you aware that she's accusing him of raping her while she was on her monthly? You see what happens when you go to talking fast? Huh? Okay, but you ain't heard nothing yet. Just wait. She gonna claim nervous in a minute.
And I had menstrual cramps. I'm so nervous. I remember having my cramp. I had cramps without the bleeding, and he said, "I'm not really clear." He offered me a pill. He said this, whatever it was. I don't remember the color of the pill.
Didn't she just say that she's sober now and she remember? But when he asked her a question about a lie, she done got caught in. Now she don't really remember. I'm nervous. Is that right? Okay, let's listen some more.
Do you think, looking back at it all, that he did this all with the design from the get-go of raping you?
100% in my mind, yes. Yes.
And Janice, what's your message to people in Hollywood still working with Bill Cosby?
Are there people still working with Bill Cosby? I don't know. But if anyone wants to hire this guy, you're making a big mistake. Bill Cosby should not work anymore. He shouldn't be in front of an audience, and Bill Cosby should not have any advertisers attached to it. Through all these women that have stepped forward, that it's evident that I got raped.
When did that happen? It's evident that she got raped. It's evident that she's standing up there lying. Huh? Yes. Just listen.
Well, on the legal front, the LA police chief just came out and told reporters they're willing and prepared, that's an exact quote, to investigate this, even regardless of the statute of limitations. Is that what you want to see, a reopened investigation?
I want the police to do the right thing. I want anyone that will hire him to do the right thing. And I want his attorney, who wasn't present and didn't have sexual relations with Bill and with all the other women, including the women that are underage, and all these vampires that are coming, trying to make money out of lawsuits. I want you all just to think it didn't happen to you.
Ain't she one of them vampires that's trying to make money out of lawsuits? Huh? She didn't hear herself, did she? You just wait. She gonna get even raw with it.
You can't call me a liar.
You mentioned vampires trying to make money off of lawsuits and the response from the legal Cosby team. His team actually just filed legal documents which say that Judy Huth, she's one of these women, she claims that Cosby raped her in the Playboy Mansion when she was 15. Her lawyer approached Cosby's attorney and made, quote, ominous.
A 15-year-old in the Playboy Mansion? Well, I ain't gonna touch that one.
References to criminal penalties, demanded $100,000 for silence.
She only wants $100,000 to cease it.
Does that take the credibility of these broader claims from all of the women coming forward?
No, I don't want to answer that because I can't. I'm not an expert at the law. When I speak to an attorney, he will be pretty credible. And Marty Singer, you will wake up and you will hear me. And you know what? I am not a liar. And I can't speak for the other women. I can only speak for myself. I am very upset.
Specifically said of you that your claims were outlandish, that they were false. Those are words he used. What's your response to Marty Singer, again, Cosby's lawyer? I think that speaks volumes.
I want Marty Singer. What if someone raped your wife, Marty? You got daughters, Marty. What if Bill Cosby came and drugged their innocence, Marty? How'd you like me now, Marty? That's what I say. And I say to you, Bill Cosby, I've said it before and I'll say it again. You're one sick puppy. You're a dog.
What's your message to any of these women coming forward against this very powerful legal team and this very powerful man in Hollywood?
Women, you have more power than him and his legal team. Women, you have more power than you'll ever know because we are the stronger race.
Now, give a fool enough rope. What you think about her now? What is it about there? Who that nigga think he is? Huh? Let's hear it again. Play it again, Sam. Let's see here. She's going. She's on the roll now, what?
What's your message to any of these women coming forward against this very powerful legal team and this very powerful man in Hollywood?
Women, you have more power than him and his legal team. Women, you have more power than you'll ever know.
Now remember now, all a white woman had to do was just say the word. That nigga raped me. You see all them white women coming out and say he raped them. Women, listen now. Well, she wasn't gonna say white women. She was trying to be coy with it. But she couldn't help but finally say what she had on her mind. So just listen.
You puppy. You're a dog.
What's your message to any of these women coming forward against this very powerful legal team and this very powerful man in Hollywood?
Women, you have more power than him and his legal team. Women, you have more power than you'll ever know because we...
See, now she just proved the point that I was telling you. Ain't no white woman ever been afraid of no black man in this country if he raped her. You notice, she stood there and told you she didn't remember no conversation with him. You mean you don't remember telling him, get the so-and-so off of me and let me out of here? You don't remember nothing. Lying. Nothing that she said is in tune with the thing that she's accusing him of. Look at her face now. What? And she, I mean, she really acting now.
Are the stronger race. Let's see any of his legal team sit there like puppy. You're a dog.
What's your message to any of these women coming forward against this very powerful legal team and this very powerful man in Hollywood?
Women, you have more power than him and his legal team. Women, you have more power than you'll ever know because we are the stronger race. Let's see any of his legal team sit there like I did for 32 hours and give birth to 2 children.
Well, somebody done told her they got the power. Huh? Because of their race. Huh? You know, you'd be surprised how you get yourself all messed up when people been coaching you. And you out there doing something that you ain't got no business. Let's hear the other side of it now. Now, which of you all that believe I'm ready to hear your argument for it now. You know, I think Ronan did a good job. He let her speak for herself. He asked her, what's her message to women? To the other women, right? And she said, we the stronger race. Meaning what? Don't make no difference how many lawyers he got. We white. Is that what she's saying? And the people gonna believe us because we white. Well, that's what she been told. Mad at him because he told the truth about the Muslims. Mad at him because he dares to care something about the condition of black people. If you want to care about them, then what you let us make you wealthy for? That's what they're mad about. And they want us to just leave him out there to be picked apart and lied on and whatnot by, I mean, you saw her flip the bird with both hands? She threw it up there, didn't she? Did she look like she didn't, like that was something new for her? Very ladylike, huh? What kind of people would come out and, you know, the one done already said that he tried to, the Wilhelmina model they tried to pay to destroy Bill Cosby comes forward. It says, I'm reading now. It says, I wasn't going to send this email to FYM, Free Your Mind. That's the name of the website, right? Says, I wasn't going to send this email to FYM, but the feeding frenzy on Bill Cosby's character made my response necessary. In 1982, I had a photographer named Choice. Choice was contacted by a casting agent. I was told to meet the client at the Ritz-Carlton for lunch in New York in the summer of '82. This client wanted to talk to me about a film project at the Ritz-Carlton at 11:30 a.m. Two male clients arrived, a Caucasian male in their late 30s and an Asian male in their early 50s. They indicated that I'd be perfect for a film project. I was told the project paid $5,000 cash. I thought that was strange. Who pays $5,000 cash for a modeling job? The job was to meet Bill Cosby and to try to seduce him. Huh? And it says, then try to seduce him. And let me see here. It would be part of the script. I was confused by this job request. They told me I would be recording the session to see if I was successful and believable. Things that they feel they needed to hire somebody to seduce a man that was apparently, by all these people's account, a crazed sex maniac. Huh? Anyway, it says, my response to them was I would like to meet Mr. Cosby first and discuss the script. They said, no, it wasn't necessary to meet him. They said it was a spontaneous casting call. I have never in my life heard of a spontaneous casting call. As a legitimate model, this seemed strange and unethical. I immediately turned down the job. The Asian man continued speaking and offered me $10,000 cash up front and $5,000 upon delivery of some seductive photos and some of his sperm. Sperm? I was in shock when they said sperm. I then realized that these two men had unethical intentions. I excused myself, went to the bathroom, and then I left the hotel and went home. Now, as a model in New York, I've been offered drugs, trips around the world, films, videos, money from rich men, casting couch, and the list is endless. You'll notice now she telling what goes on there, right? It says, as a naive model, you're offered many compromising projects, but this blew my mind. I was offered $15,000 to seduce and destroy Bill Cosby. They wanted something on him because obviously he wasn't going along with their program for a long time. Huh? And when they couldn't get anything, they made up something. And you heard her say what the real deal is. You are powerful. White woman is powerful. You remember when what's her name? Miss Sarah Palin. You remember when she said Obama is playing checkers and we playing. You remember that? You know what the most powerful piece on the chessboard is? The queen, the woman. All she had to do, since her man makes all the laws and have been in power, all she had to do was tell him he raped me. How many black men done been murdered because they was lied on by some white woman who actually raped them? I notice ain't none of them coming in here saying nothing. Why? Because you can't control this. Because in order to come in here and talk with me, you have to let me talk back. You can't say it's because you think you would be disrespected, because everybody heard the conversation between everybody that listened, heard the conversation between me and Ms. Ruley. But one thing about Ms. Ruley, when I asked her point blank, did Bill Cosby rape you? She said no. Is that right? So they can't use her. And she thought he drugged her. Well, that's a, what is that to say? He might have. But she admitted she had had some drinks. Huh? You know, I'm curious as to why none of them decided to tell the other models, watch out for Bill Cosby. Huh? If they told them that, then you wouldn't have all of them coming out there talking about they couldn't, huh? Because they would say, well, you was told, why did you go out there? So they can't say they told it. And if they don't say that they told the rest, then why not? Because all of you lying. But you thought your race, you know, let's hear it. Let's hear it for the race. I didn't say it, she did.
Puppy, you're a dog.
What's your message to any of these women coming forward against this very powerful legal team and this very powerful man in Hollywood?
Women, you have more power than him and his legal team. Women, you have more power than you'll ever know, because we are the stronger race. Let's see any of his legal team sit there like I did for 32 hours and give birth.
Now, is there anybody that believes Dr. Cosby raped these women? Come in here and tell us why, other than that it's because some white women said it. That's what she just said. The white woman can say whatever. You got more power than you'll ever know. See how low down some of them are? But remember, you can't blanket people. Just call spades spades. Huh? I mean, there's some, I mean, you know, even that brother who let them use him to do that, somebody wrote that for him to say. There haven't been no trial and Bill Cosby convicted of none of that. Why did he put that in his thing? That was just to get this stuff started. You understand? So, you know, I'm not gonna let nobody use me to slander anyone. I mean, nothing that woman was saying made any sense for what she was accusing that man of. How come you didn't ask him? I mean, let's play the, you know, as they're saying, the advocate. You say he sent you a ticket to come out there because he was going to help you do what? Why couldn't he help you where you was? What you needed to go out there for? Nobody asked her that, did they? I'm just telling you, these people are no good. No. Ain't nothing credible about her. She want her skin to be her credibility. Huh? That's what it's always been. Any white people that's listening now, come in and show me what I got wrong. And I'm gonna tell you something. When you get drunk enough to pass out, I don't care whether it's on alcohol or drugs. When you get to the point where you drunk enough to pass out, I done been to the dentist and they gave me some of that gas when they used to do gas. And they tell you to start counting backwards from 100. I didn't even remember if I had counted. All I knew was I was waking up. Whatever happened to me while I was under, I don't know. People, you can tell people who haven't experienced nothing. You can tell them anything. I remember before I passed out, I tried to go in there. I was down there throwing up, and I laid down on the bed and it was spinning. Next thing I knew, that's all I could remember. I didn't even remember leaving sister in there by herself. I didn't remember when I went in there. All I remember is going there, throwing up and laying down and the bed spinning. And so she hit that nail right on the head when she said anything could happen to me because you in there passed out. I don't know if she called me nigga or what. But anyway, I felt pretty bad. I never let nothing like that happen again. Because once you get really drunk, to the point, you feel it increasing. And then you know it, you done had too much. And that's that. You ain't thinking, you ain't mad at nobody. You mad at yourself, if anything. And that's that. Anybody had a different when they got drunk or high and passed out? Oh, and me coming to and getting sober, that didn't make me remember what happened to me when I was drunk. I done got high before, partied, and went home and went to bed. But don't tell me you passed out and now you remember stuff. That's a lie. That is a lie. And whatever you think you remember, you can't be sure of. Huh? So I don't want to hear that. Getting on there, putting on and finally told the truth. We got power because we white. We the most powerful race. But well, let's hear it again. I might got it wrong.
Singer, what if someone raped your wife, Marty? You've got daughters, Marty. What if Bill Cosby came and drugged their innocence, Marty? How'd you like me now, Marty?
Do that sound like somebody who's a victim of something? How'd you like me now, Marty? Yeah. I don't agree with Glenn Beck on too many things, but Glenn Beck had them right. They raping Bill Cosby. Just listen. See, but that's what I mean about hating a person because they're not your color. And hating the way someone is. You know, now, I don't believe Glenn Beck is too much above being a redneck. But as I told you, I got more respect for the Ku Klux Klan than I got for these who pretend and grin up in your face. Because one thing, when I had that national director of the Ku Klux Klan in here, he told me what his problem with us is. And when I told him that I don't want his daughter, his wife is safe around me, and you know, I mean, I'm not trying to move into his community and mess up his community. He didn't have no gripes with me. I told him, you help your people. The only thing I got against you is you, as those that are in your organization that think that they need to hurt my people and to get up and help their people. We don't have to hurt each other in order to rise. I can understand him wanting to preserve his people. And he know I meant that. That's why he was willing to come back. He even told you, you should follow this man. You remember Cliven Bundy? When they tried to turn him into something that he wasn't, and he came in here, you found out he was not the foolish, disrespectful man that they was trying to paint him out to be. I mean, I'm just saying, man, you can't let people make up your mind about who is right and who is wrong. You must make up your mind based on evidence that you find. Do you find her to be credible? Do she sound like a woman who's been victimized? How you like me now, Marty? What Marty done to her? Marty's just an attorney, ain't he? Thought she was so afraid and nervous. Thought she was afraid of Bill Cosby. And you notice all of them, not one said he threatened them. Not one. Since when did any black man in America become a powerful man? You remember when you heard of Mr. Johnson of Johnson Publishing? Johnson & Johnson Products? Mr. Johnson just offered to produce the power products for Minister Farrakhan. because Mr. Johnson had a factory or a lab, you know, where they produce cosmetics. The people in charge, the Jewish community and those who's the white people in America, that all their markets and stuff that carried Johnson & Johnson products, they told him, if you do that for Farrakhan, we're going to remove your products from our shelves. He told Minister Farrakhan, he said, brother, I'm sorry, but they threatening to take my products off the shelves. I can't help you. Do that sound like he was a powerful man? Sit up there and tell that lie. Talking about reason I didn't report it 30 years ago was because I was afraid. The reason she didn't report it 30 years ago was because it didn't happen. That's the reason none of them reported it 30 years ago. Now we supposed to stand by and watch them Willie Lynch, Bill Cosby. What's this? It's a lesson for the rest of you that think you wealthy and think you're going to stand up and tell that your people that they should take a second look at the Muslims and maybe copy them. Then we'll do to you what you see us doing to Cosby. That's what it's really about. Yes. Well, I'm not surprised that they went after him. You know, they waited until you would not, in their mind, you wouldn't connect what they doing to that interview he gave to me. But as you listen to that interview, you realize what the real truth is. Black people have billions of dollars in spending power yearly. If we start creating our own jobs and manufacturing and that kind of thing, then those billions that was going out of our pockets would start to stay in our pockets. And those who making that money off of our ignorance and off of our being addicted to vices and all that kind of thing, they want you addicted to drugs. They want you addicted to alcohol. They want you to continue to be wasteful. And they want you, in order to do that, they need you to remain ignorant. Didn't I offer 20 in my life if they could show that I'm lying? Why they don't come in here and show you that I'm lying to you? Now why they Dr. Bill Cosby, right? You accuse a man of rape. and offer no evidence but your lying mouth. And when asked, well, why you didn't report it? Beg your pardon?
I hear your discussion going on tonight, and I just have a question. How long do you think Bill Cosby can let this continue?
Bill Cosby is not the one got this going on. What you mean, how long can he let this continue?
Before he addresses it.
He don't have to come out. He don't have to come out and try to address that foolishness.
So he never will.
I hope he never does.
Okay.
For what? You heard that lady just now. We supposed to believe what she's saying because she's white. Well, she got that from the people who put her up to that. Just go out and say it. And remember, you got power. You white woman. Use that. She said that. You didn't hear it?
Yeah.
Well, then why are you asking me why is Dr. Cosby? When is he going to come out and put a stop to it?
Because him to just stay in the background like I'm not even going to give it no energy.
He don't have to give it no energy.
But that's what
Well, I tell you what, 30 years from now, maybe somebody come up and say you raped them. What would you do?
Right.
How do you defend against something that you don't have no knowledge of? I know what my daddy used to say when people lied on him and somebody come confronting him about it. First thing he says, what? I did what? Yeah, they say you did so and so. What you got to say about it? And depending on how you came to him with that, he said, I ain't did no such thing. Well, then what you gonna do? And he's like, look, you get out of my face. You believe what you want.
Hey, right. I ain't got to defend nothing I ain't did.
White people how to make judgments. I know how black men think. I'm a black man. Sometimes you have to let people accuse you of stuff just so you'll see how many people really was looking for an excuse to hate you. Yeah.
All right.
You'd be surprised how you find out. You'd be surprised how you find out who your friends is and who was just grinning up in your face when somebody come up with something and you tell people, well, you know, I didn't do that. And then they start keep on pushing it like your word ain't good enough for them.
Right.
You know, so you know, I don't blame Dr. Cosby. He ain't got to dignify that. No. We supposed to be smart enough to, I mean, that stuff they got and coming up here with is weak, man. It was weak from the beginning. A white woman talking about she's scared to say that a black man raped her. They wasn't scared to do that when it was a lie before. Now all of a sudden, all of them scared. Same thing. He was a powerful man, and I was scared. Well, what done changed? If you powerful now because you a white woman, you was powerful back then because you was a white woman. Even more so. Huh? Even white, you know, white men, even them that trying to run this game, sitting there laughing because they know that I'm telling the truth. Ain't no white person afraid to report a black man or woman that's doing something wrong. Not in America. No. Who you think you fooling? Well, I guess they think they fooling us. They done fooled us for 400 years. I guess they figure they could keep on. I want to leave those who have ears to hear with this little reminder. To all things is a time and a season. To every purpose under heaven. You better wake up to what time it is. Soon, it's going to be, let him that's unjust be unjust still. He that's filthy, let him be filthy still. He that's righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that's holy, let him be holy still. You hold that till my judgment comes. I told you they coming. Well, I'm gonna stop talking. I know you want me to be quiet. That day ain't far. I'm gonna stop talking in a little while. You just keep on. That's the trouble with this world. People are such liars. They got so used to lies. They accept politicians lying. They don't even expect to keep no promise that he make in the election. That's common knowledge that when you running in the primary, you say what you need to say to get the vote. Remember what they said about Mitt Romney? He needed to be to the right to get his party's nomination. Then in order to get the grand electorate, he needed to move more to the center, right? In other words, tell them what they need to hear to get you to represent. Then tell the other people what they need to hear to get you elected in that office, right? So everybody lying. So when I came and told you I'm the Son of Man, you just assumed I'm lying. Hidden in plain sight. It never dawned on you to think, well, maybe he is. Okay, wait and see. Just wait and see. You can't say I didn't warn you now. I did warn you. So, all right. Did anyone else have any questions? Does anybody believe Bill Cosby raped some of these women? Come in here and tell me why you believe that.
I don't.
No, I don't. I'm not talking about those. See, even the women. You think women gonna go along with a man that they think is a rapist? But women know women too.
He wasn't right.
You could tell from the way that woman was talking, ain't nobody raped her. How you like me now? Oh man, please. If she was black, I'd say, I mean, You know, it's ridiculous. They want to destroy his image in our eyes so that his advice to us will not be accepted. You see? You know, I mean, it's so many questions that would be asked if people were really trying to get at the truth, that would manifest that these people are lying. It's like if one model had gotten raped, the first question that I would have had for is, when you went back into your circle of friends, did you warn them? Did you tell them what had happened and what be on the lookout for? Huh? Was you scared to do that too? Huh? As much as women talk, man, let me tell you something. You've been in school, man. When a brother is do something that's way out or whatever, man, you couldn't get no date from that point on. Do you understand? And somebody say, I go with John over there. So what? They talk to each other, man. They say, you go with girl, you let me tell you about him. Is that right? Next thing you know, say, you don't want nothing to do with him. Right? Ain't that how y'all talk? I know. I done listened. Look, man, I grew up in the community and I paid attention. You know, I done seen brothers try to go up and sisters, they just give each other an eye. That was that. I said, oh man, you don't want to go out with that nigga. Is that right? So, I mean, you think white women don't do that? All these models, you know why they chose supermodels? That one that turned down their offer, she told what happens in so many words. She said, now, as a model in New York, I've been offered drugs, trips around the world. Who offered them that? Some of these same white men that's trying to get them to help them set up Bill Cosby. Just accuse him of what they've been doing. So, and I mean, she said she'd been offered drugs, trips around the world, films, videos, money from rich men, casting couch. You know what casting couch mean, no? Let's go over there to that couch there, and when we get through, you'll have a role in this movie. Huh? It's called the casting couch. We have power. You have more power than you'll ever. Let me say that again. Man, that was deep, man.
I can't speak for the other women. I can only speak for myself.
And Singer specifically said of you that your claims were outlandish, that they were false. Those are words he used. What's your response to Marty Singer, again, Cosby's lawyer?
you would have thought that she would have said, when told her what Marty Singer said, she would have said, well, if Marty understood what had really happened to me, he wouldn't even want to represent him. Or something like that, right? But anybody that would help represent Bill Cosby is what? You on my list here. Is that right? Okay, so listen to her attitude. Then you know that you see the game. Just listen. Right? You recognize the finger, don't you? Y'all remember Top Gun? When the man said, "What was you doing in an inverted dive?" I was giving him the bird. You know, the finger. Huh? What is she doing? She ain't giving one bird. She give it two. Right? Okay. Now listen to her.
I think that speaks volumes.
I want Marty Singer. What if someone raped you?
Did you hear what Ronan said? You know what volumes mean? There's a whole lot of depth that can be read into that. Huh? That not only speaks volumes, speaks about her character, but it also, it does not just say what that means. It also speaks about the depth of her character. Whenever a person brings accusations against you, you always need to look at the character of the person who's bringing the accusations. The old people used to tell me, consider the source. She don't realize what that did about letting you know what kind of character she has. That looks strange coming from a woman. That's a gesture that men do, and you see prostitutes may do that. But that's not something that the civilized woman does. Do you understand? Okay.
Life, Marty. You got daughters, Marty. What if Bill Cosby came and dropped their innocence, Marty? How'd you like me now, Marty? That's what I say. And I say to you, Bill Cosby, I've said it before, I'll say it again. You're one sick.
Now, don't blame Ronan. He just let her talk. That was all her. Right? Okay.
Puppy. You're a dog.
What's your message to any of these women coming forward against this very powerful legal team and this very powerful man in Hollywood?
Women, you have more power than him and his legal team. Women, you have more power than you'll ever know, because we are the... Let's see any of his legal team sit there like I did for 32 hours and give birth to 2 children. You can't do what we can do. We together will get together and we will fight, and we will keep fighting until our last breath. I know I will.
They done already got together and made up a lie. That's why all of them saying the same thing. And not a one said that he threatened them. and not one of them said they tried to leave and he wouldn't let them, tried to get away and tried to push him away and all that kind of thing. And now, how is he supposed to defend himself against something that didn't happen? Huh? I'd like to see the airline tickets that was gotten, the stub where for some tickets for them. You know, that's all kind of stuff they, you know, these people. I mean, anyway. Now I'm just telling you, I'm trying to teach you how to look into things. You know, people be telling you one thing, but you'd be surprised how people will be trying to put something in your mind and you will see something altogether different when you question them. And you know, if you know the right questions to ask, you find out anything you want to know. If you know the right questions to ask. Because most people that would lie on you, they have a very shallow mind in the first place. You see? So you don't have to dig too deep to ask them questions that they don't know why you asking them. And, you know, because their mind is shallow anyway. That's why they get up in front of you and just tell you something and think in their mind that, well, I got all the power because I'm a white woman. Oh, yeah, let's show you right there. She stood up there and told you that. I told Rona didn't do that. She did that herself. His question was kind of, well, what would you say to the other women, to the other white women out there? Well, we got the power, right? Well, I want you to know something. We the ones that said, let us make man in our image after our likeness and give them dominion. Who gave you that power? You know, in the end, what the prophets saw you doing. They saw you running, looking for a place to hide, saying, hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come. And who shall be able to stand? Just keep on. You're gonna find out what's behind door number 3 after a while. You know. Okay. Any questions? We got anybody typing something in there? I want to say to all of those Caucasian people who have steadfastly supported Dr. Cosby because they know that something ain't right about what's going on there. I want to say personally to them, thank you. You know, you ain't part of it, and you're not going to be lumped in with those who are. Right, and I say to Dr. Cosby that I'm sorry I caused this trouble for him. It was him answering an invitation to come in and talk with us that actually set this in motion. See, in order to keep others from doing what Dr. Cosby was attempting and has been attempting to do, they needed something on him, so that if he decided to try to help the rest of us and share the truth with us, they could yank his chain and say, "You sure you want to go down that road?" He always wants to get something on you. Obviously, he didn't have nothing on Dr. Cosby, so he want to make up something to put on him. But these lies they telling just don't make no sense. It's still gonna have to stay in your mind. Since when do supermodels not talk to each other about perverts? They stand around kicking it sometime or another. Any of you women that's listening, you sisters that's listening, do you not find that strange? Especially knowing what I know about you. Women don't keep nothing like that no secret. That so-and-so tried to rape me? I didn't tell nobody because I was scared. Yeah, right. You were scared.
You lied.
See? You heard her, right?
Biggest lie ever told.
Biggest lie ever told, and you got that from a woman. Yeah. It's just like that Monica Lewinsky thing. She goes in there and seduces the president and keeps the dress so she can go show it to the press. And somehow he's the culprit. He took advantage of her. Yeah. We seen that movie once, didn't we? Yeah, all right. Okay. Yeah. If her reputation got messed up, who messed it up? Ain't she the one that went out there and publicized all of that? Because that's what somebody had paid her to do in the first place. That's what they was trying to do to Dr. Cosby. And obviously couldn't get nobody to do it. So they figure out another way now. Get a bunch of them together and tell them to say he did it. Then gonna tell, well, if he won't come in here and defend, then he must be guilty. Oh, is that how it go? All these people, all these women. So in order for a lie to be a lie, only a few people need to tell it. And for the truth to be the truth, a whole lot of people say it, then it must be true. Let me say, this is December, isn't it? Yes. Well, you'll see on the news pretty soon. They may not put it on there because I'm talking about it. But you'll see on the news pretty soon they will spot Santa and his reindeers going across the sky. And they'll say, we got him on radar. Everybody will be saying it. Is that the truth? Well, it must be. All these people are saying it. And everybody know Jesus was a deceiver because everybody was saying, the chief priests and all of them were saying he was blasphemer. He was some of everything. And they killed him, according to them. Right? because he was guilty as sin. All these people ain't gonna be lying on you, right? It really wasn't no all them people. It was the same wicked mind just in a lot of people. That's why that song by Guns N' Roses was so, I mean, it was so timely, man. When it said, please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. Been around for long, long years. Stole a many man's souls and faith. I was around when Jesus had his moments of doubt and pain. And I made damn sure that Pilate washed his hands, sealed his fate. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guess my name. Oh, but what's puzzling you is the nature of my game. It ain't puzzling me. That's why your end is here. Can't you see I'm pulling the cover off of the puzzle? The game he running, he can't come in here and run it on me. I even showed you why he after Dr. Cosby. He don't want Dr. Cosby doing what they didn't want that young T-Dub doing. You don't want nobody organizing you and putting some sense into your head. And if it was not for the Lord of the worlds being with me, I'd have been dead a long time ago. So, as he said, what's puzzling you is the very nature of my game. Huh? And he was supposed to rule as long as he could keep us puzzled. That mind was to rule in us until we produced a greater mind that could put an end to that mind being able to deceive us into thinking that evil was good. And that frames up mischief by making laws. And you hear people all the time say, well, it's not against the law, but it's against the law of God. But they have been taught that anything that's not against the laws that they have on their books is okay. God ain't got nothing to do with this. Do you understand? This world is not a world that has been ruled by God. It's a world that has been ruled by the devil. Remember, Jesus said, my kingdom is not of this world. You see? So, I was born into this world. And I had to experience this world. And then the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was sent to find and raise me so that I could judge both this world and the world to come. You can't make judgments about things that you don't have no knowledge of. You notice when she started talking about what happened to her and she remembered what happened after she passed out drunk, I said, that's a lie. How would I know? Because I done been there, did that. And anybody who ever passed out from after they was drunk, everybody that have ever had their tooth done and they was using that or nitrous oxide, I think they call it. They know that you don't remember nothing. Don't tell me you passed out now you remember. Now that I'm sober, I remember everything. Remember everything that they told you to get up there and say. Is that right? Is that right? Oh man, I mean, it's ridiculous. Just like they found out that that boy's daddy that accused Michael Jackson had told him to say that. I'm gonna tell you something. You either learn lessons of history or you're gonna repeat it. That's people. I used to talk to people, and I'd get in one-on-one conversations with them, and wouldn't be nobody me and them. I learned not to do that. I learned that if I'm gonna teach, do any teaching, I do it in front of everybody. Because when you do it in private, people go back and lie and say you said something you didn't say. And then when you call them on it, it's just your word against theirs. You understand? Here, Michael, you inviting the little fellas to come to his place and sleep over and all that kind of thing. He being a kind-hearted little brother, and the wise, crooked deceiver. They'll say, yeah. He likes little boys. And drag his name through the mud like that. Then it come out that somebody told the little boy to say that. That's why they want to try to control the internet. It's a whole lot of stuff that would be going down if it wasn't for the internet and being open like it is, where you can see information unfiltered. Ain't nothing reaching no cut and flow. So, record what you say to people when you talking to people, and you get in some little, cause people will lie on you. Will outright lie. So, and I want to say out to all of you all who know that to that model, for instance, that know these people is making this stuff up on Dr. Cosby. You don't have to fear nobody gonna harm you now. Can't you see they can't do nothing to me? And I'm standing up here telling on them. They want to, planning to. Pharaoh planned to kill Moses, and he got just what he planned. Yeah, that's justice. Allah let you plan what you want to do to his servant, and then he said, "Now, is that what you think ought to happen to him?" Well, that's what's going to happen to you. That's right. He just reverses it and lets happen to them what they wanted to happen to his servant, whom he told them and warned them, don't touch. That's right. Okay. So, ain't nobody saying nothing. I'm gonna let you go then. Everybody satisfied that I showed you the truth? Anybody don't believe what I just showed you was the truth? You heard the lady, right? Cause she white, huh? Everybody's supposed to believe her, huh? According to what she said. All right. So, and again, even Glenn Beck, I want to thank him. Hope that don't get you in trouble, Mr. Beck. But, I thank you more, man, than a lot of them who run around here putting on. At least at least people know where they stand with you. But you know, he told the truth that they raping Bill Cosby. So, you know, so that's one thing about soldiers. A soldier respects another soldier. So I'll show you an example of what I'm talking about on that. All right. All right. Let's move on from her and go to something else. I want you to see this. Let's see. I did tell y'all we was gonna be here a while, right? All right.
Commander Riker, check the organism growth with engineering.
Now, Commander Riker is aboard a Klingon ship. And, you know, the Klingon and the Federation, they was at one time enemies. Now they kind of allies, but they got two different ways of doing things. And so Commander Riker is on there temporarily assigned and as a first officer to a Klingon ship. And watch what happens here.
Keep him under scrutiny. Captain, I'm not convinced Riker knew of any plot against us. If he did, why would he have come on board? Because he was ordered to die. It's the expectation of any officer to be ordered to die at any time. For a Klingon, perhaps. Riker's people do not volunteer for death so easily. He may be a spy, but he's no coward. That only proves that he's intelligent. And you might not be as strong as you used to be. Captain, I picked up the Enterprise. So soon? The Enterprise is on an intercept course with us. You almost had me believing this was a landing. But the Enterprise has changed course and is following us. Why? Ask them. The reason is obvious. Their intent is clear. How long before we make contact? Less than 15 minutes, sir. Put the ship on full pellet. All photon torpedoes. Let them charge and get destruction!
Captain, our bearings show that we should be in contact with the Klingon vessel now.
Slow to impulse.
Aye, sir. Impulse speed.
Hailing frequencies are open. There is no response. Continue transmission. The pods either cloaked or destroyed, sir. Conduct an intensive scan of the area. The Enterprise has slowed to impulse speed and is making an intensive sweep. Hold your position. Let them come to us. They may be here to help you. Don't be a fool. Do not forget my rank.
I haven't. I am simply trying to help you understand.
I understand fully. Now you understand. I am still captain of this vessel, and you are still crew and sworn to obey me. You gave me your oath.
Yes, sir, I did.
And fulfill that oath, and serve this ship as you swore to. Tell me the surest method of attack against the Enterprise.
I won't.
You must. It is a matter of honor and loyalty to your oath.
I will not surrender the secrets of the Enterprise to you.
If your word is no good, then
any vow that I have taken in the past. I have also taken an oath of loyalty to your ship. I will not break that.
They are in conflict!
No, sir, they are not. I will obey your orders. I will serve this ship as first officer. And in an attack against the Enterprise, I will die with this crew. But I will not break my oath of loyalty to Starfleet.
If you had told those secrets about the Enterprise, I would have labeled you a traitor and killed you where you stood.
To all you Uncle Toms out there, just remember, the white man got a whole lot more respect for me and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and those who think like us than he will ever have for you, who would sell your people out for some crumbs and biscuits. And he knows that if you ain't got no loyalty to your own people, he sure can't trust you to have none to him. You saw that? That's how he shows you that he knows that. He wrote that. He tried to get him to tell the secrets of his enterprise, didn't he? And he said, if you had told me, I would have labeled you a traitor and killed. You can tell what kind of man a man is by what he stands for with his life. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. I know I'm wearing out that good feeling of yours. So I'm going to let you go. May Allah bless us all, keep us safe and in our right minds. And I'm sorry I held y'all so long. But I needed to do that. May Allah's Salam Alaikum.
Your conference recording has stopped. Good night.